Hi, hot. Can you say that back to me?
Hi, hot.
That's what Hacivat says all the time. So everybody, hi, hot.
Hi, hot.
Oh, I got a good crowd here. So indeed, our two characters that we're going to be seeing this evening, they are very prominent in Turkish shadow puppet theater. They're right up here behind me. And this one over on your left is Hacivat, and this is Karagoz. Now, Hacivat in English means Civet the Pilgrim. That's his name in English. And Karagoz, he's known as Black Eyes in English. And why? He's got big black eyes, right? All right. He doesn't have a black eye. He just has big black eyes. And he's also pretty hard of hearing. So a lot of the jokes are all because Karagoz mistakes what Hacivat says. And when Karagoz mistakes him, he gets angry, and what do they do? There's a big fight. Yeah. He sounds like this, actually. Karagoz does. But we'll be talking about them in a few moments. But I'll tell you, Karagoz and Hacivat have been around for about 600 years. Long time. And they were actually, we think they were two real fellows who lived during the time of the second Sultan of the Ottoman Empire. Okay, we think they were actually real, and that goes all the way back to the 1300s. Wow, that's pretty early, isn't it? The world was still flat back then, wasn't it?
No.
I think so.
That's never true.
Well, you know. But anyway, they go back about 600 years, so we've got quite a story about them. But where do we think the first shadow puppet theater was? Anybody want to guess? The very first one.
Turkey?
Well, you could say Turkey, but I'm going to say China. Okay? And by the way, that's Orhan Gazi right there. That's the second Ottoman emperor. There he is. Okay? But let's go back to China. The year is 121 BC.
Oh.
All right, long time ago. Was anybody around here in 121 BC?
No.
Well, you take your vitamins, don't you? You sure do. Okay. Well, the emperor's name is Emperor Wu Ti, and he's the emperor of the Han Dynasty. And he has just lost his favorite, one of his favorite people, a concubine, a woman he loved very much. And he was inconsolable. So he commanded the court magician to bring back her spirit so that he could visit with her from time to time. So the magician thought, and he came up with a really great idea. You know what he did? He built a very long chamber, like a long room. It was very dark. All right? And when he was done building this long, dark room, he put a chair at one end for the emperor. And he called the emperor in, he invited him in, he called it a magic conjuring chamber, and he asked the emperor, and that's him, by the way, that's Emperor Wu Ti, right there in the middle. He told the emperor to sit in the chair and be very quiet, and he would conjure up this woman that he missed so badly. And in a few minutes, what happens? There's a screen at the other side, just like this. And smoke began to appear, and lights began to dim. And what do you think the emperor saw at the far end of the chamber? What do you think?
Puppets.
Well, it was a puppet, probably. But he thought it was who? It would be the woman that he lost, right? And the emperor warned him. He warned the emperor, he says, don't come too close to the screen, because if you do, she'll what? Boom, disappear. Well, the emperor was satisfied with that, and he came to visit with his lost friend many times. Okay, and he never said anything. He never said anything, and she never said anything back. But that was probably the very first shadow show, when the magician made a little puppet to look like this individual who was lost. Do you have a question?
How do the shadow puppets exactly work?
I'll tell you that during the workshop, okay? At the end. As a matter of fact, there she is. Okay?
What's her name?
We don't know. We don't know what her name was. But at any rate, folks, let me go on a little further. We do know that about, let me see, the first actual, and this is for our adults here, the very first written history we have of puppets in China actually dates to about the year 960 AD. It's about 1,000 years later when we have actual pictures and descriptions of puppet shows in the ancient records. So 10th century AD, we've got our first bona fide history of puppets. We also know that Chinese storytellers were around 200 years after that in the 11th century, embellishing their tales with cutout transparencies behind the stage, behind an illuminated screen. And these stories dealt with what we know of as the War of the Three Kingdoms. And this was a period which occurred about 700 years earlier in the 3rd century, when China was divided into 3 warring states. Now, it was a time of great upheaval. It was also considered by the Chinese a time of great chivalry and heroic deeds and epic romance, and many of the tales told by these traveling puppeteers actually again came from this particular period, but they used different kinds of rods. You want to take a look at some Chinese puppets? How about that?
Whoa.
Okay, that's a Chinese, that's a cutout. What is that?
It's a dragon.
It's a dragon, that's right. And these would be behind a screen, just like you're going to see here, but they're worked with, let me see, actually this doesn't show it, but with rods coming up from underneath. They are not horizontal, but what?
Vertical.
Vertical. Very, very good. Now, although China is normally given credit for developing the first shadow show, there's another Chinese puppet here. I like that one. Okay. There's another country that claims to be the first, beside China. What do you think that is? India.
What?
India, actually, is a contender. And we think there may have been puppets in India as far back as about 1300 BC. So that goes back a very long way, doesn't it? It certainly does. But we don't know exactly where the first show was. It could have been China. It could have been India. But we do know that India does have some of the oldest shadow puppet shows in the world. Let me show you a couple more pictures here. There we go. There's some Indian puppets. And these are normally, by the way, in case you're wondering, these are cut out of, what do you think they're made of? Well, it looks like, well, the Chinese ones are paper. The Indian ones are made of,
Cloth.
not cloth. Oh, wood. Some are made of wood, that's correct, but something else.
Fabric.
Oh, not fabric, but it's a good guess. One more.
Clay.
Clay. You could try. Leather. They're made of leather. That's what they're made of. There we go. There's some leather puppets here. And we do know that the 2 major sources for Indian shadow puppets are 2 very big Indian stories, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, which often take nights to show. How many of you have a whole week to sit here? Anybody? Got 2 or 3 up front here, just in case you're wondering. But they could actually take a whole week. Now, like shadow puppets everywhere, in fact, I'm going to show you a couple of pictures here, folks. There we go. How about those puppets? That's from behind the screen. Can you tell which are the puppets and which aren't?
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Some are, yeah. The puppets are in front, right?
Yeah.
How's everybody doing in the back there, okay? Doing all right? Okay. Well, like puppets everywhere, the performance takes place behind a screen, just like we're going to do in a minute. And there's a script that could be anywhere from 15 minutes to hours and hours long. But from India, puppets also went east to another country called, anybody want to guess? I'm looking for the back row in this one. Somebody say Java. Very good! Java or Bali. And the puppets show up in Indonesia in the 1st century AD. Okay, and that's Ganesh. Yeah, there they are. Oh, you know who that is? Who knows who that is?
Elephant.
That's Ganesh. He's in the Hindu pantheon, and he's there because, you know who Ganesh is? He is...
The emperor.
He's not the emperor, but he is the patron god of puppeteers in India. But when puppets get to Indonesia, they make their way through the area. They start out as a type of puppetry called walang golak, but when Islam comes to Indonesia, Well, it was considered a very bad thing to show gods and goddesses on a stage, so these puppets were almost lost. However, we did have a king of Java, whose name is Rotten Pate, come up with a new type of puppetry which only showed a shadow. So even though these puppets are still around today, here's what we have in Indonesia. Shadow puppets in Indonesia.
That's really sick.
All right, what do you think of those?
They're so skinny. They're so sophisticated.
They are very sophisticated. They are indeed. And,
Is that a boy or girl? It's a monster.
no, actually that's a boy. So here's some more of the puppets. Everybody in the back, everybody in the back in here, okay? But these are indeed the shadow puppets of Indonesia, and they've been around for about 700 years, and they're also shown behind screens. As a matter of fact, today, this type of theater has been designated a masterpiece of oral and intangible heritage of humanity by UNESCO, which is the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. Now, puppets made their way all around Southeast Asia and East Asia. Okay, by the way, if you are familiar with Indonesian shadow puppets, this is a traditional show with a full orchestra. It's called a gamelan orchestra. Yes, indeed. We have a few pictures there.
Whoa. Are those candles?
No, those aren't candles, those are symbols. So these are beautiful pictures of Indonesian shadow shows. So shadows move from India to Indonesia and many other countries in the southeast as well. Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Taiwan, and everybody develops their own particular style. As a matter of fact, in Cambodia and Laos, there are many stories about the great monkey king Hanuman. That's who this is here. And these puppets traveled along the old Silk Road, and they find themselves in all kinds of cultures in Central Asia and North Africa. Now, let's get to our Turkish shadows, okay? I will start our shadow show in less than 10 minutes. How's that? Okay? All right then. It's in Egypt. Anybody from Egypt? Anybody back there from Egypt? Anybody want to be from Egypt? Okay, whatever. It was in Egypt, as the story goes, that Sultan Selim I, who is right here, incorporated Egypt into the Ottoman Empire in the year 1517, and he attended a shadow show on Rada Island in the Nile River. Actually, it was a puppet show presenting the execution of his predecessor, which he kind of liked. But he was so impressed with the style of puppetry, he brought the puppeteer back to Constantinople so the show could be presented to his 21-year-old son, a man who would become known as Suleiman the Magnificent. So some of you may know that name. Now, the art form is an immediate hit, and soon afterward, shadow shows are being shown throughout the Ottoman Empire. How do you like that, huh? Yeah. Now, the first actual written proof we have of Turkish shadow shows dates to about the 16th century, and we find these in the writings of Muhammad ibn Abd ibn Iyas in the Tarikh Nazir, which in English means the Egyptian Chronicles, and we also find them in the works of probably the most well-traveled Ottoman in the world, Evliya Çelebi. Anybody ever heard of Evliya Çelebi? Oh, a couple? Okay, good. So indeed, the first time we hear about it in Turkey is from Evliya. So, at any rate, we do know that, there we go. Let's put that up there. And of course, our shadow puppets do make it all the way to Europe as well. This is an English shadow puppet cutout. So they are everywhere. But all about our Turkish shows we're going to see tonight, I can tell you, as I mentioned earlier, Hacivat and Karagoz, we think, actually lived in the 14th century. And they were working on a mosque. They kept, actually I can stand up for this here. They kept, does anybody know the story of Hacivat and Karagoz, by the way, what happened to them? Well, they were two workers on a mosque and in Bursa, and apparently they kept the workers in such stitches that work on the mosque wasn't being completed. All right? So what happens, they're warned a number of times, stop joking, work on the mosque, stop joking, work on the mosque. They didn't stop, and what happened to them? They're executed.
What?
Yes, you know, things happen. Well, apparently Orhan Ghazi got word of this. Orhan got word of this.
What?
And, yeah, there's a side to that.
I thought they got the car.
But Orhan Ghazi heard about this, the Ottoman emperor, and he was so filled with remorse about this because he saw their comic interplay. He didn't want to, he was sorry they had been executed. We understand that one of Orhan's retainers, whose name was Sheikh Kusturi, who was an amateur puppeteer, actually devised 2 fully colored translucent camel skin puppets. And he cut them into the shape of the 2 workmen. He presented them to Orhan Ghazi in the form of a shadow theater performance. And in this way he hoped that the spirit of their comedy would continue. Now it certainly did. And we do know that over time, as a matter of fact, this is from a wonderful movie called Who Killed Karagoz and Hacivat, which is available. It won 2 awards in 2006. In case you're wondering, it's Hacivat right here, Karagoz over there, all right? And we do know that they were joined in time from the beginning shadow show by many other characters, some of these which you're going to see tonight in just a few minutes. Okay, and there they are again. Okay. But for those of you, actually, who are not familiar with them, I can also tell you that the Karagoz and Hacivat also feature in a very important festival in Turkey. It takes place in Bursa every year. It's the Karagoz Puppet Festival, which actually brings thousands of people to Bursa to see many, many different kinds of puppet shows. This picture was actually taken in the antique Karagoz shop. There's a Karagoz show going on right up there. And again, many, many different sellers you're going to see here. Many different characters on stamps. And I put him up here because you're going to meet a character tonight named Celebi. Now, Celebi always seems to dress in the latest fashions, no matter what the century is. All the other characters maintain their traditional outfits, and Celebi is often seen in Air Jordans. He's got a cell phone, you know, that kind of thing. And nobody seems to notice. But tonight, Celebi will be with us actually as a very, very traditional 16th century young, very attractive Turk who is actually very stuck on himself, actually. So, if you will, because I think we really should get started here, we're going to start our puppet show, and I actually should mention that in Greece, the Karagoz and Hacivat puppets are still very much, very, very popular. They've changed their name from Hacivat to Hacivatis, Karagoz to Karagozis. Yeah, and actually, if I have any Greek individuals in the room who want to claim these as their own, the Greeks do. Okay, they say they were the Greeks first. I'll let you fight about it. But the Greeks have them. There's an Uncle Yorgos, many, many different characters. This is a picture of our Turkish Karagoz on your left, and a Greek Karagoz on the other side. And I do want to say, before I wrap up my little talk here, I don't want to run over long, I want to get over to the puppets, that the Karagoz shows were very popular during the Ramadan in Turkey and all through the Middle East. And a puppeteer would have to come up with a new show for one of every 28 nights. Now tonight, we're actually going to be doing 2 short shows, but if you're going to be visiting one of these shows, you might be sitting in front of the that screen. Can everybody see the screen here, by the way?
Yes.
Does that look a little bit like this one over here? It sure does. Yes, indeed. Those shows could last for a number of hours. But Karagoz is coming back today. Here's a group of kids who have actually put together a nice little Karagoz screen. If you have some spare green and red paper laying around, look what you can do at home. And if you go to Bursa, there is indeed a Karagoz museum which can be visited, which is home base for the Karagoz festival, which it does indeed occur every year. So there's our festival poster. Some puppeteers from Bursa. And if you happen to go, make sure you get a room early. Okay, because this is a picture at the festival about 2 years ago. People come from all over the world to share that. So please, everyone, it's a very short history through about 2,000 years of shadow puppetry from the beginning to the end. Please welcome our ambassadors and their friends who are going to be showing up on that screen in just a few minutes. Karagoz, who is here on your right, Hacivat on your left. And so we shall begin. And now, let me tell you two stories of the nomad and the gentleman, Karagoz and Hacivat. Oh, hi, ha, 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 and may the Sultan live 1,000 years. Ha, 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 I'm here to have some fun. Oh, I'm here to have some fun. And I actually have come to talk to my good friend Karagoz. I may have some good news for him. Let me see if he's home. Karagoz! Oh, he is sleeping. I try louder. Karagoz! I'll try again. Karagoz! 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 I'm having a nightmare. I'm having a nightmare. A nightmare? What kind of nightmare? A terrible nightmare. Some idiot is trying to wake me up. I am trying to wake you up, and I'm no idiot. I am your friend, Hacivat. I have come to see how your search for work is going. I don't want to talk about it. I want to sleep. No coin for food, no food for stomach. Nah, at least if I can sleep, I can dream about food. Now, go away and come back tomorrow. I try one more time. Oh, wait! Everyone! I have just noticed you. All you good people in the audience. Well, I tell you what. Would you help me try to wake Karagoz up? Yes, you in Turkish you say evet. Everyone say evet. Very good, you say evet. Now, I tell you what we do. We count to 3 in Turkish, all right? Now, I tell you how. We count, this is what we do. We try out. You say 1. Now, to say 1 in Turkish, you say beer. Everyone say beer. Beer. Very good. Beer, that's number 1. When you say 2, I know English is different, but in Turkish, beer means 1. Now, number 2, say iki. Iki. Iki, I like that. You won't forget that. Iki, that's number 2. Everyone say beer. Beer. Iki. Iki. Now, 3 is uch. Very, very good. Now, let's practice that one time. Everyone say beer. Beer. Iki. Iki. Uch. And then you shout out as loud as you can, Karagoz! Oh, very good. Now we do it for real. Are you ready? Say right after me. Here we go. Beer. Beer. Iki. Iki. Uch. Uch. Karagoz! The Mongols are coming. The Mongols are coming. No, it's just me, Hacivat. It's just me, Hacivat. I want to share the fruits of my knowledge with you. You have fruit? You have fruit? Why didn't you say that to begin with? I'm famished. Where is the fruit? Aha. Where is the fruit? No. I mean, the fruits of my knowledge. The fruits of your knowledge. Yes, the fruits of my knowledge. You have no fruit? No, I have no fruit. Not one? No, not one. No apples? No, I have no apples. You have no pears? No pears. No melons? No, no melons. You have no bananas, yes? Yes, we have no bananas. You have no bananas today. Wait, you wake me up here and you have no food? I'm going to get you your My, you have such a temper, Karagoz. But you know, I'm sorry you have such a temper, but I've come actually for very good news for you. You know what it is? I may have a job for you. You may have a job for me? Evet, yes, I may have a job for you. My uncle is looking for someone to help him in his shop. Oh, that may be a very good thing. Why didn't you say that to begin with? Well, I did. I tried, but you're a little hard of hearing. It took not only me, but all of our companions here to wake you up. Companions? What companions? Everyone sitting in the audience. Ah, they came especially to see you. Here, I announce you. Boys and girls and all good people, allow me to introduce my very special friend, Karagoz. Everyone say, Marhaba to Karagoz. Marhaba, marhaba. Oh, that means hello. Yes, look at them. What a distinguished crowd. Mashallah, mashallah, mashallah. Hey, everyone. Saying mashallah also means he's very impressed with you. Karagoz, how would you say mashallah in 21st century English? Let me think. They're cool. They're cool. I learn something new every day. So, getting back to a job for you, my uncle needs someone to help him in his shop. Yes, I am interested. But tell me, why doesn't he hire you? Well, my uncle makes a point of not hiring family to work for him, and besides, I have lately been employed again as an envoy. What did you say? I said envoy. Well, fancy man, ever since the day we met, I knew you were a little stuck on yourself. But to be employed as someone to envy? What kind of job is that? Who hires someone to be envied, huh? Although, how much does it pay? No, never mind that, never mind. I said envoy. Envoy. That means I travel around from place to place bringing official messages from the Khan of Eshrafoglu. Excuse me. Are you coming down with a cold? Are you sick? No, I said Eshrafoglu. Al, someone, get a physician, get a doctor, get a quack, get someone. My friend Hacivat is dying. He is choking. He is sneezing. He is expiring. He has the plague. He has the pox. If we don't do something soon, we'll have to put him in a box. Karagoz! I'm fine. You're fine? Yes, I'm fine. Never mind. Your poor ear, Karagoz. Yes, I know. Pierced by a Mongol arrow. That is why it is hard for me to understand sometimes. Well, I will try to remember to speak up. So, let me tell you about this job. Yes, Evet, go ahead. So, my uncle is a tailor. A tailor? Yes, a tailor. He makes clothes. So, fancy man, that is where you get all your fine outfits, huh? Well, some of them. It doesn't hurt to have a tailor in the family. So, what would my job be?
Well, you would help him in the tailor shop making clothes.
Oh, good. I thought I might like that. But I am trained as a blacksmith and iron worker. Would this be a good job for an iron worker?
Well, perhaps you could help him iron.
Ah, I could do that. Hot rivets and everything. But really, what would my main job be?
Well, as a tailor, one thing you would learn to do is to sew. That's what tailors do when they make clothes. You sew. You sew and sew.
Are you calling me names? Yeah, 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 yeah.
Karagoz, if you keep losing your temper, I won't be able to finish telling you about the job.
All right, Hacivat. Please continue. But I know you have been to school and know more words than I do. Before I moved to the city, I was a nomad living in the Great Steppe with my mother, Kamana. I know many things about the world, but you know how to read and to capture words so they stay in one place. What do you call that again?
That is called writing, Karagoz.
Ah, writing. Do you think the people in the audience know how to write?
Maybe some of them. Yeah.
Ah, that is good. That is good. Well, please try to use words I understand.
All right, Karagoz, I will do my best. But, now that I think about it, perhaps helping my uncle to sew might not be such a good idea. You could be a dangerous man with a needle. And I think that the iron you know about is not the same as the iron he uses. But there are other things you can help him with. I know. You can help him die.
Help him die? I didn't even know your uncle was sick.
Well, yes, he came down with a little something recently, but he's ignoring it.
Ignoring it? But he's dying.
Well, of course he's dying. But you can't let a little sniffle get in the way of that.
Can't let a little sniffle get in the way of that. Hacivat, your uncle is a very brave man.
Well, not really any braver than anyone else. And besides, dying is what he does best. Yeah, it's one of the things he really does the best.
One of the things he does best? He does this a lot? How often does he die?
Usually once a week on Tuesday. Sometimes he dies twice a week if he has to, but only on Thursday.
He dies every week on Tuesday, and only if he has to on Thursday?
Yes, that's right.
Nice to pick your time. And if you don't do it right the first time, you can come back and do it again. Does he have dealings with the jinn?
Well, my uncle is simply a perfectionist, and he keeps dying until he gets it right.
He keeps dying till he gets it right. Is your uncle a Buddhist?
Well, Hacivat,
Wait, today is Tuesday. I suppose I should go over and see him before he dies again. Tell me, where will I find him? In bed?
no, he's been out of bed for hours. He's probably dying in the sink.
He dies in the sink? Why can't he die in bed?
Because it would mess up the sheets. And besides, the Tailor's Guild won't let him.
The Tailor's Guild won't... Hacivat, I will have to think about this job with your uncle, but I am sure I should go see over to the shop right now and see him before he dies again. Goodbye. I will see you later.
Wait. Karagoz, as long as you are going over to my uncle's shop, would you be kind enough to take a bag of old clothes that need to be dyed? Since he is my uncle, he does it for me for free.
Wait a moment. You want me to bring a bag of clothes over to your uncle so he can Dye them?
Ah, yes, that's right. So he can dye them. He's dyeing them.
Ah, so when he dies, he's not really dying. Hacivat, what is another word for when a tailor dies?
And that is when you stain cloth a different color from the one it was. Oh, I see now where the confusion is. You thought he was dying when he was really dying. Oh, that is very funny.
Very funny? You think that was funny? I was so worried for your uncle. Well, I think I will still go and talk to him about the job. But first, I think I will start a little tailoring practice right here. Tell me, does your uncle also change the size of clothing?
Yes, he does.
What is it called?
It is called alteration.
Alteration? Good. Because I'm going to start here with a little alteration and changing of your color. I'm going to make your head black and blue and lumpy for scaring me so bad. How could you do that? Yeah! Oh, yeah!
Karagoz, stop! You are ruining the whole play. What will the audience think?
They will think I can be a very fine tailor with so much raw material to work with.
But please, Karagoz, I just got this coat. It was a gift from Orhan Gazi himself.
Yes, but it is not Orhan Gazi, so I do not mind taking liberties with its alteration with you inside, you envious envoy. Yeah!
Hacivat, quick, bring on the dancer while we get this sorted out. Karagoz and I will be back soon with another story.
Yes, you and I both, fancy man, and if I have offended anyone, may my transgressions be forgiven.
Yes, bring on the dancer.
It's okay. Oh, no, me. It's really fun.
Oh, market. But look at all these people in the square. Hello, everyone. Marhaba. I said marhaba. Ah, that's you out there. Ah, very, very good. I am Imam Hoja, and I am on my way to market right now. But I think I would take a rest right here near the house of my good friend Hacivat. It is such a warm day. And you know what is one of my favorite things to do? I like to tell stories. And so I think I shall. But, look who is here. Kesari, the man from the Black Sea. Yes, hello, Imam. I am just coming from the market, my bag all full of things to take back home. But it's always good to see you. I am very, very happy to see you. Are you going to tell a story? Yes, I think I will tell a story. One of my favorites. Would you like to hear it? I think I would. You think everyone in the audience would like to hear it? I think they might. Let's see. Would you like to hear the story? All right, I tell a story. One of my favorites. It is called The Beggar and the Sound of Steam. You know, it was not long ago, and I witnessed it myself. I was at the very same market I am going to right now when I saw a beggar walking through. He looked so hungry, and he barely had any clothes. And he walked over to the inn. I watched him. Oh, my goodness, a very poor man, huh? Yes, he was very, very poor. And he went over, and he could see he had no money. But all he had was an old crust of bread, which he took over to the big pot that had a beautiful, beautiful, fragrant stew. Do you like stew, Kesari? Oh, I like stew very much. Well, this was a beautiful, beautiful stew. And he took out an old crust of bread that he had, and he held it over the steam coming out of the stew. And the bread soaked up some of that very tasty steam, and it also softened his bread. So when he ate it, it had the flavor of the stew. Well, he finished the last bit of the small piece of bread he had, the poor beggar, and began to walk away. And then what happened? The innkeeper came out and said, "Wait, beggar, where are you going? You owe me for the steam."
What?
"You owe me for the steam." "What? Owe him for the steam? That's silly." "I know. I watched the whole thing." And the beggar said, "How can I pay you? I have no money at all. I have nothing." And the innkeeper said, "Well, if you cannot pay, I will send you to jail."
What?
Well, that was enough for me. The poor beggar, already hard enough on him with having no food, no clothes, no place to stay. So I walked over and I said, "Innkeeper, wait a moment. I can help." And the innkeeper said, "All right, what can you do?" What did happen, huh? Well, I went over and I said, "I will pay for the beggar's food. How much is the steam from your stew?" And the innkeeper said, 3 copper coins. "What? 3 copper coins for the steam? Inflation is terrible, isn't it?" "Yes, it is." Well, I took out my purse, and I said, "I will pay you not only your 3 coins, I will give you 5 because I am so generous." So I counted them out from my purse, and I dropped them into my hand, clinking one at a time. 1, 2, 3, and because I am generous, 4 and 5. Well, the innkeeper's face lit up, and he looked, and he was about to grab the coins from my hand when quickly I put them back in my purse and pulled it shut. And what happened then? Well, then the innkeeper said, wait, you haven't paid me. You put the money away. You haven't paid me." And I looked right at him, and I put my arm around the beggar, and I said, "Yes, I have. The sound of my coins has paid for the taste of your steam."
Oh, I see now. And then I gave the beggar the money, so all worked out. Well, Eamon Haja, you always have good stories to tell. Yes, you do. Well, I'm going to market, and I wish you a very happy trip back to the Black Sea, Kesari. Thank you, Eamon Haja. We will meet again soon. But you know, I understand Karagoz and Hacivat are coming back in a moment. Yes, they are. So, we should make room for them, huh? Yes, let's do that. So, off we go. See you around. See you coming soon next time. All right, goodbye. Oh, hi, Hak. Ah, it is good to be back again. And may the Sultan live 2,000 years. 3,000 years. Ah, back to have some fun. Yes, yes, back to have some fun. Well, I wonder if Karagoz has come down at this point. Let me see if he's gone back home. Let me see. Karagoz! He's sleeping again. Karagoz! I know how I think I can get to him. Karagoz, even though you're sleeping, I know what bothers you. I know why you wear that hat all the time. That's because you have no hair upon your head. You're bald, you have no hair. Ha 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 ha. You have no hair upon your head. Hacivat, is that you? Yes. Well, what do you want now? Let me come down and see what you want here. Why are you telling everyone I have no hair on my head? That's not true at all. No. I have at least one or two left. I do. But, at any rate, it's good to see you. I thought you were gone. I thought you had left. You had left town. But, it is good to see you again. Marhaba. Yes, I'm surprised to see you. I thought you were out doing that thing as an envoy. Well, yes, it is right. I was out. I was in many places out as an envoy. And you got to meet sultans and beys and governors and judges and all kinds of fancy people, huh? Yes, Evet. I even experienced a few days. Well, I hope you experienced a few days. Was the weather good? Did you experience any nights? No, Karagoz. Days. D-E-Y-S. A day is like a sultan, or a khan, or a bey. Oh, no, let me see. I like beys too. I like beys too. Lying around in a boat, catching fish, feeling the sun, the warm wind. Yeah, I like beys too. As a matter of fact, you have to be careful not to get sunburned. No, you get sunburned, and all of a sudden it hurts very much. Mama told me if you ever get sunburned, the best thing to do, what is the best thing to do, is put on yogurt. Yes, yogurt takes all the pain away. There was one time I was on a beach near Antalya. All right, I was just taking some time. I fall asleep in the sun, and I wake up, and I'm as red as a glass of pomegranate juice. I run to the nearest inn, and what do I see? They have a big pot of yogurt out in front. Well, no one is looking, and no one is around. So what do? Well, what do? I jump into the pot of yogurt. That's what I do. And then I get out, and I go lay on a table and wait for the yogurt to take effect. I burn so bad. But then I fall asleep. You fell asleep? Yes. But then I got a big surprise. You see, the workers from the mosque came to celebrate the completion of the minaret, and so did some of the sellers from the market. And everyone thought, looking at me on the table, I was just a big pudding.
Yeah, even the innkeeper thought I was a surprise donation from a wealthy patron. He covered me with figs and pomegranates and raisins. They even put a big flowing fountain on my belly.
Well, there's a lot to work with.
Hey, watch what you say, huh?
Oh, you know, all this talk of food is making me very hungry. Pomegranates, figs, raisins. Tell me, any dates?
No dates. I was inside the yogurt. No one could see me, which is probably a good thing, because as you know, I am so attractive, what woman could resist me, huh? Yes, indeed. So, no dates, but besides, Aisha would kill me.
Yes, I am sure your wife would have something to say about it.
Ah, without doubt. So, there I was, looking like a big pot of azure, alhamdulillah, when all of a sudden, people began to stick their spoons into me, trying to get a good portion for their lunch. Well, they got a bigger helping than they thought, Karagoz than they thought, because once I got stuck with a fork, I jumped to my feet on the table, bellowing. They must have thought that all the genies in the world had come to descend upon them, and everyone ran away.
What about the innkeeper?
Oh, he passed out right into the basket of kumquats. I saw everyone else had left, so I thought it would be best if I left too, since I was still covered in yogurt and fruit. It was in my ears, between my toes, up my nose. No one could tell who I was, but all that food was just too good to leave behind. So you could say I had a lunch on the run that day.
Well, you certainly have had a lot of adventures, haven't you, Karagoz?
Yes, we both have. Yes, we both have indeed.
Friend Karagoz, how long have you and I known each other?
Let me see. About 600 years now, I think. How time flies when you're having fun.
600.
But tell me, friend Hacivat, I thought you were away traveling to strange lands on official government business. I have been, and so where have you been?
Well, I was away on business. I have been to the lands of Persia. I have been in Egypt. I have been in Krescent. I have been in Abyssinia.
Are you sneezing again?
No. I said Abyssinia.
And I said, are you sneezing again?
No, Karagoz. I said Abyssinia. 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 It is a country in Africa.
Well, it sounds like they're all sneezing.
Karagoz, I am so sorry about your poor ear. I know your hearing is not the best, and I will try to speak louder so you can hear me.
All right. Why don't you try a little louder? Try right now.
You want me to try louder?
Yes, try louder.
Remember, I'm an envoy. My job is to speak so everyone could hear me. You want me to speak louder?
Yes, please, speak louder.
All right, here we go.
Where'd I go? I blew away.
Wait. No, I think I like it the other way better. That's a little too much.
Well, as you know, I have been away engaged in my official occupation as an envoy.
Yes, that envy thing you do.
And returning to Bursa, I find that the Sultan has no more work for me at the moment, so I have opened up a writing shop and offer my services as a public scribe in the beautiful park near the city gate.
Ah, a public scribe. You write letters for people who cannot write.
Yes, Karagoz, that is right.
You write? You write. And what you write is right. Right.
That is a nice job for you.
But what about for me?
That is why I have come. I have an opportunity for you. I must be away this afternoon and cannot be at my desk. I need someone to mind the shop, and I thought, who else but my good friend Karagoz, and I will even pay you for your time.
You will pay? You will pay coin. Coin buys food. Coin buys things you need. Coin buys things you like. Coin buys Aisha anything she wants if she finds out I have the money. Hacivat, please don't tell Aisha.
All right, Karagoz, I will leave that up to you, but I could use your help. My desk is set up in the park right next to the inn named the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam.
What did you say?
I said the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. The Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam.
Did you say the idiot here is a sham? The idiot here is a sham? You insult me in public? How can you say such a thing?
What did I say? I said the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, and I even offered you money.
The idiot here is a sham, and now you call me a dummy? Ay-ya! Ay-ya-ya-ya-ya-ya! Ay-ya-ya-ya! Oh, yeah!
Karagoz, sometimes I think your father was Genghis Khan.
Did I misunderstand?
Yes, I'm afraid so, but because of our long and ancient relationship, I forgive you. Please, still come to the shop early this afternoon, and I will let you know what your responsibilities will be.
Thank you, Hacivat Celebi. You are a good man. I will see you soon at your scribe's desk next to the inn.
Yes, Karagoz, next to the inn.
Ah, this must be the scribe's desk. Ha 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 ha. Oh, wait. Oh, wait, I must go and get my pen. I forgot my pen.
There's a pen right there.
Ah, back again. All right, this must be the scribe's desk. Very, very nice. Let's see. There is the pot of ink and a quill and a parchment to write on and a pitcher of water for the customers if they get thirsty. Pretty tulips. Ha! Ha ha! Many people think tulips are Dutch. But that's another story, huh? Ah! Da.
Ah, Karagoz, you are here. Thank you for coming. Did you have trouble finding the inn?
No, not at all. It reminded me of a little inn I used to go to when I lived near Edirne. It was owned by a man named Ivan. You could stop in and get a very quick meal to take out on the road. Ivan would give it to you personally.
To take on the road?
Yes, to take on the road. The inn was called the Ivan In and Out.
Karagoz.
All right. So tell me, what would you like me to do?
Well, I will only be gone a little while, so all I want you to do is mind the desk and let any customers that may stop by to have letters written that I will be back in just a few hours. I will be glad to take care of them, and that's all you have to do.
That's all I have to do?
Yes, that's all you have to do. Since you have never been to school and never learned to spell, you cannot copy their letters for them. It would be a disaster if you tried, and who knows what you would put down. So please, all you have to do is mind the shop.
Mind the shop?
Yes, mind the shop.
Mine it.
With what? You didn't even give me a shovel. What do you have under the shop? Gold, silver, lead? What kind of mine?
No, not mine. Mind. That is, watch the shop. Just watch the shop.
All right.
Karagoz, what are you doing?
I'm watching the shop.
Well, you don't have to watch the shop that closely. Relax, enjoy the day and the beautiful weather, and just let any customers know that I will be back to copy their orders when I return. But remember, no writing any letters yourself.
No letters myself.
Not one.
No, no, not one. Let's see. What a fine thing to know how to write. And how generous of Hacivat to allow me to watch his business while he is away. You know, I can make all kinds of signs and all kinds of dribbles, just like the fancy man. But no, it is true, I cannot write a letter. But maybe I will try anyway. Maybe I will do him a favor and write the letter these letters this afternoon anyway, and that will save him from having to write the letters all at once later today. Karagoz describe. Karagoz can do it. Karagoz needs no help. Karagoz is beyond help. Who knows? Maybe the people will like what I write better even than what they asked me to write. Yes, I will do him a favor. I will be a hero. I will just wait for the first customer. Zene, it is good to see you. Oh my. Not only am I hard of hearing, but I can barely understand her at all. Let me see. You are asking me if I am the scribe, huh? Yes, I am the scribe. Oh. She understood me. Well, what would you like me to write? I think I have it. All right, let me write it down now. Let me write this down. All right, we write this down. Now Zeni, here you are. Here is your letter. And take it with you. But I have something very special to ask you. Because, the writing is very delicate. The ink is very delicate. The ideas are very delicate. You are very delicate. Well, maybe not. And I would hate for the letter to be damaged before it arrived to the recipient. So I want you to just seal it up and just give it to you. Have to give it to without looking at what I wrote. Again, very very difficult and delicate writing. Even the sun can damage it. So don't look. All right? You promise? Well, thank you so much, Zeni. Sagalun, may all your days be full of blessings. Zeni, my goodness. I wonder, who else could come in after her, huh? Well, let me see what we have here. I wait, I sing a little song. I have such a beautiful voice. Jalebi. Don't you look fine in your new clothes? Always the fashion plate in the latest styles. The women always chasing after you. Yes, it is the price to be paid for being irresistible. But I try to bear up under it. Oh, how my heart breaks for all the women in the world who have never had the chance to meet me. What an arrogant fop. Such a dandy. Did you say something to me? No. I just said, what an arable crop. It'll be very handy. I was just commenting on the winter wheat I saw going to market today. The winter wheat. It wishes it could meet me too. But friend Karagoz, what are you doing here at the scribe's table in the park? I was coming to ask Hacivat Chelebi to write a letter for me, and I find you. Have you acquired the art of letters? It was a miracle. It all happened at once. One moment I couldn't write, and then I could. I give all the credit to a magic stone Hacivat brought back to me from Abyssinia. Bless you. Did you sneeze? Never mind. Wait. Anyway, I was blessed by this stone immediately to be able to write such a delicate and exquisite letter that once written on parchment must be folded up at once and not opened until it has been delivered to its intended recipient. Not even I may look at it? No, especially you. If you do, the letters might run off or pretend to make no sense. So please, just dictate your letter to me and I will be happy to copy it. You just have to promise not to look at it when it's done.
All right, I promise.
But Jellyby, you can write. You are a man who has gone to school like Hacivat. Why can't you write your own letter?
Oh, Karagoz, letter writing has become so passé. Oratory is the big thing these days. Fact is, writing is just so unfashionable I can't bring myself to do it, which is what brings me to the scribes' table today. You, I see, have no issues with fashion at all.
Ah, I see, I think. Well, you just wait here a moment while I get a fresh point for the writing quill, and I will be back.
I'm too sexy for my shirt, too sexy for my shirt, too sexy for my shirt. I'm too sexy for my ink, too sexy for my ink, too sexy for my ink.
Here, something stinks.
Excuse me, Karagoz, I just got carried away with the moment. Do forgive me, I'm sorry. Well,
At any rate, so anyway, now, I wrote this letter for you on a very, very special ink, so you have to keep the parchment closed away from the sun so it doesn't spoil. Okay, you can't open it as the sun will hurt it. It is very fashionable. So it is, I give it to you now, and if you break the seal, it will disappear altogether. So it can only be opened by the person it is intended for. And by the way, you may want to write the name of the person you want to send it to.
I know, there are so many women who adore me. I could put anyone's name on there.
Well, you just go ahead and do that.
But not even a peek?
No, not even a peek. It will spoil the surprise.
The surprise?
Oh, what a surprise.
Very well, Karagoz. Thank you.
I wonder what could come in after him. Oh, my. Let me see.
Hello.
Hello? Is someone on the other side of the table?
Hey, it's me.
Oh, no. It's you, Bebarui. Oh, I'm blessed with this, the town idiot. Bebarui, what can I do for you?
Can you write me a letter?
I will be happy to write you a letter. What do you want me to write?
Can you write me a letter?
I said I could write you a letter. What do you want me to write? Oh, I can write that. That's good. Oh, I can write that. Oh, that's a longer letter. All right, that's good. But tell me, what do you need a letter for?
Do you write letters?
I already answered you. I write letters.
Do you know what time it is?
I know what time it is.
Do you know what time it is?
I know what time it is.
Do you know what time it is?
You, Bebarui, you're such an idiot. Get out of my shop. You never have to ask all these questions. You want no letters or anything. Just get out. Oh, Bebarui. That's all I needed. What words could come in beside Bebarui? I'm not sure. Let me find out.
I guess it's gonna be.
Quiet for a moment. What words could come in besides Bebarui?
Are you the scribe?
I knew he said that.
You want me to write you a letter? Mr. Snake, what letter can I write for a snake? Well, I have to send a missive to my brother, the King Cobra.
No.
And I have no hands or legs to write. And so I've come to see the scribe to write the letter for me. You want me to write a letter to the King of the Cobras? Hacivat didn't tell me anything about this. Well, what can I write? Well, if you will come close, I will whisper it to you. You want me to come close? No. Yes, why don't you? You have nothing to fear. I'm only a snake. And so come closer, or I will come there. What? You want me to write that? Yes, I do. Thank you. And I prefer all of my letters to have lots of letters that look like me, like S's. I like S's. It sounds like hissing. So Karagoz, since also I have no hands or feet to deliver the letter, will you deliver it for me? Yes, I'll be very happy to deliver a snake to the King Cobra from you. Am I dreaming? Oh my goodness, what is going on here? Thank you, Karagoz. It is much appreciated. Psst. Oh, a snake. I have Bebarui, I have Chelabi, I have Zene, I have a snake. What could possibly come next? I tell you something. The only thing worse that could come now, it would be a djinn.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Mr. Jinn, you come for a letter?
Karagoz!
I am the jinn you have called. You know whenever you call a jinn out loud, one will come to see what you want. So I am here. Karagoz, I have a question for you. What is that? Karagoz, how do you wish to die? Die? I don't wish to die. Good answer. I was just having fun with you, that's all. But Karagoz, I have also come because you have been a very naughty boy. A naughty boy? What have I done? You have been writing letters that for people that you cannot write. You are trying to fool them. So, I have come to take you back with me to the land of the jinns. No, please. I don't want to go to the land of the jinns. What do you want in return? I will give you gold. I will give you silver. I will give you diamonds. What do I need with those, Karagoz? I can make them myself. You may have to come up with another bargain, or I will take you. Let me think. Give me a moment. Great Jinn, just give me one moment. Oh, what is that I see outside the shop? Oh, that is Zene. Zene is coming back. She looks very angry. I wonder if she read the letter and found that it was all gibberish, no words at all. Oh, wait, I have an idea. Oh, great Jinn. I tell you what, I will trade you, not gold or silver or diamonds or jewels. I will give you the most beautiful woman in the world to take in my place. Relatively speaking. Will that be good for you? Well, I cannot make a woman. I can make gold and silver. Your offer sounds intriguing. What do I do, Karagoz? You go hide behind the tree, and I'll go hide behind this tree. And when she comes to the table, I will shout, "Now, Jinn!" And you come out and grab her, and you can take her. What do you think of that? I like a little fun. Let's see what happens. All right, Jin, you go hide, and I will too. Good idea. Now, Jim, now, get her. Oh, yeah, yeah. Help, 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 help. Help. Whoa, wait. Help. Help. Come kitty. Do. Oh. Bad letter. Fooey. Papagita.
Bad letter. Woo.
Oh, Jin. Oh, my Jin. What happened?
What happened, Jin? What happened there? Oh, I have never met such a demon in my whole life. She is worse than all the genies and jinns I have ever known. No, I don't want her. I'm not going to take her. No, to think that you could call her again to bring terrible things to me. No, I don't want her, and I don't want you either. And no, I will leave you alone if you will leave me alone. Well, great Jin, I am sorry it did not work. Never mind, Karagoz, I am leaving. And beside, I see a very big crowd coming, and they all seem to be chasing Hacivat. Goodbye, Karagoz.
Karagoz, what has happened? There was this crowd, and they were on my way back from seeing the head janissary, Cousin Michael, when I was attacked by all these people. They said you wrote all these letters full of gibberish.
I was only trying to help.
But now my business is ruined, and I am out of work, same as you.
But, Hacivat, you don't know what happened here. I had to write a letter for a snake, and then for a jinn who said he would eat me if I didn't do it right, and for a man who was too sexy for his shirt.
Karagoz, that's impossible. Jinns and snakes don't come to public scribes to have them write letters. Do you think I'm a fool?
Yes.
Yeah, did you just say jump in the pool? After all I've been through, nearly eaten by jinns and bitten by snakes, you say jump in the pool? I'll show you how to jump in a pool. Yeah!
Ah, Karagoz, once again you have let your temper get the best of you. Calm down.
All right, I calm down. Being a scribe takes a lot of work. I will leave that to you from now on. But let's disappear before that crowd gets any closer. We will have more adventures another day, and if I have offended anyone during this little performance, may my transgressions be forgiven.
Hi, ha. Good night, Karagoz.
Good night, Hacivat.
Hi. What is happening?
And there it is.